It's not about the process. It's about the code. It's about the people. If a project is running late, let's say it's gone over budget, there's overruns, what do? Call more meetings, call in some developers and ask them why they're late, inspect why the problem is there. Maybe it's complexity, maybe we underestimated. Was the developer ill? Did somebody leave the team and somebody else had to take the shortfall? Do we knock off features and then, release what we've got? What do? There's a wide variety of things that go wrong. So what we do is we try and keep the iterations shorter. Good pattern. Well done. Good pattern. Right. Is it a process? Well, in a way it is. The process is we're going to take a little time and then we're going to take a little bit more time and so on and we're going to build it. So it kind of is process, right? However, there's more to processes that are going on in the software world, right? All these kinds of things, no matter how good intentioned, is actually getting in the way. A good team can address all these things on the fly. They can easily work out between them and self-organize and say, we need this or we need that. My argument against process is that process is usually, right, process is usually there to constrain and to coordinate and make things better. That's what the intention is. But it has no purpose. I'll prove it. When a project runs late, there are only two reasons. Either you underestimated or unexpected things occurred. Okay, so you're saying that this is going to be done in 6 months. We're going to do small iterations or we're going to do one bulk thing. It doesn't matter. But when we get there, it is late because unexpected things or we underestimated that time. Okay, a process cannot fix underestimation. It can't do that. You can get better at it by having experience, by having done that thing before. But a process, having cards or in Jira or a stand-up every morning, having a dedicated team member to look at the process, that is not going to save you from that critical problem of underestimation. And it's not going to save you from those awkward things that happen along the way. Two team members all of a sudden decide to leave. Process ain't going to help that. Let's say you get it right, okay, the opposite. You're right really for 3 reasons. If you think of any others, drop me a comment. Accidental, you accidentally got the time frame right. Experience, you knew how long it would take. You've done it before. Or you've crammed it in. You've crammed the amount of work into that time frame and now it looks good. Okay, so in all 3 reasons, okay. Accidental, well, your process had nothing to do with it because you accidentally discovered it. Okay? Experience, well, your process had nothing to do with that either. You can gain experience with or without processes, right? A new member of the team can come in and straight away, oh, I've had experience with that. That's not going to take you 2 weeks. That's going to take you a month, right? Experience counts. And the crammed in, well, that means that your process is negative. Because what's happening is people are trying to cram into estimations to try and prove estimations correct. Has process helped here? Not at all. Where does process help? Well, process helps in regulatory stuff. Ethics. Let's build some kind of quality control. We're going to check it at the end of a cycle. We're going to have some iterations. Process, though, I like to think of it as, let's break it apart and say that there are patterns and anti-patterns. We're going to create some good patterns within our team. We're going to create some short iterations. We're going to create a culture of bad news is good news. We're going to create a culture of teamwork. We're going to create a culture that communicates problems early. We're going to communicate that experience level of underestimation. And we're going to sort of increase quality and all these other things in our code base. And what we've got now is we've got a different type of thing. We've got agility. We've got people understanding things that are bad and things that are good, patterns and anti-patterns. We've got people well aware of what's going on, and their primary focus is the experience, to increase their experience. And let's face it, it's icing on a burnt cake. That's what process is. Okay, even a good pattern or an anti-pattern, that's all it's going to do. The real problem that you have is in the code base. If your code base is complicated, it's going to take you months to get out. If your code base is wrong and it's not in line with the vision of your business and it's not there and it's not working and it's firefighting and things are growing and things are brittle and it's the code base. No process is going to come in and say, you know, it's all perfect now. We've spent 6 months because we followed the process. It's now correct. No, it's going to be because you have a dedicated software architect, a team that is adherent to quality principles, and you've instilled some good design and some good patterns. You've avoided some anti-patterns. You haven't fallen into the traps. Process is nonsense. Bring a process in when you really need to understand and work together with the outside, when you need to work in a regulatory framework, when you need to work within an ethics framework. Bring it in as, you know, a nicety here and there to say, I'm going to do a quality control. Let's bring it in over the next 3 iterations. We're going to do, you know, 3 bounds of quality control at the end. We're going to do it like this, and then leave it alone. What you will have discovered is that in doing it 3 times, your team have learned what is expected, and that is usually enough, right? It's usually enough. Right? All you need to do is get your team to understand what quality is, understand your levels of quality, and work towards that. It's not about process. So how do you do this? How do you build a successful team and work towards doing things on time and reaching a certain goal of building quality software that helps your business? It's quite easy. You have to start, I've written a few things down, right? So let's go through them, right? You have to start with training and teaching for quality, right? If you need to build in some quality attributes into your code, teach quality mechanisms. Number 2, carefully facilitate growth and experience culture. So try and get people to understand about learning, enjoy learning, and really motivate them to learn. Remove as many processes as you can. You don't need to teach quality and processes, right? They don't go hand in hand, right? Quality is quality, process is process, right? Yes, I know a lot of people believe that processes feed that. Not necessary. Next one, take care of your architecture and your code base. It's one of the biggest problems. Improve it at any opportunity, right? Every opportunity, improve your code base. Agility is a mindset, not processology. Right? You have to be able to experience things, build on that experience, and make things better, raising the quality bar. Learn and teach patterns and anti-patterns as much as you can to foster a team IQ, right? You can do this all without Jira. You can do this all without stand-ups. You can foster and you can mentor your team towards a proper team IQ. And if you're down here, raise it to there. You don't need processes for that. You need mentoring. So I'll leave you with this. If you don't have agility, modifiability, and all that jazz in your code base, right, that's your problem. It's not processology, it's experience that you're after.